often did the crime pop back into your head? How often did you think about it over the last 50 years?
Hardly ever.
A surprise confession in a 51-year-old cold case. A U of M honors graduate stabbed to death while hitchhiking to Chicago. An 84-year-old Minnesota man is now in jail for the crime in Menominee, Wisconsin. He has yet to stand trial, but he recently surprised reporter Lou Ragoose by admitting it in a jailhouse interview.
When some people hear you say that, they're probably going to think that you are cold-blooded.
Stunning admissions.
I picked this girl up. I asked for sex. She said no. And I stabbed her and put her in a snowbank.
From the 84-year-old man in jail awaiting trial for the 1974 murder of Mary Schlais.
Maybe I have no feelings. I have no idea.
Mary was a 25-year-old U of M honors graduate living in Minneapolis. She was hitchhiking to Chicago for an art show on a February morning half a century ago. Then, like a scene from a horror movie, police say she was picked up by a driver with evil intentions.
You know, in 1974, it wasn't that unusual for somebody to hitchhike their way from Minneapolis to Chicago. But it's stories like this is the reason we don't let our kids do it anymore.
Shortly after being picked up, Mary was stabbed to death and dumped on a dead-end road off I-94 near Menominee. Also left behind, the killer's stocking cap.
I didn't know I left it there until I saw the pictures.
And when you saw the pictures, did you recognize that it was your hat?
Yep, yes I did.
But this man, 84-year-old Jon Keith Miller, who spent his whole life one state over in Minnesota, wasn't even on detectives' radar. His DNA was not in their database, so they couldn't match him to the hat until a genetic genealogy team from Ramapo College in New Jersey in 2023 volunteered to help them trace the killer's DNA through family trees with online ancestry sites. Investigators say it's one of the oldest cold cases in the country to ever be solved while the suspect is still living. Miller responded to a letter from KARE 11 News asking questions about the crime. And over the course of 2 interviews, he shared what he could remember.
Some car blew up behind me, and I thought I was caught. The next day in the newspaper, the guy described my car, but it wasn't my car. And I figured I got away with it.
An eyewitness in 1974 who saw the killer dumping Mary's body in the snowbank gave an accurate description of Miller with reddish long hair and a bushy mustache. But Miller says he was driving a blue 1972 Gremlin like this one. And the eyewitness mistakenly told police the car was orange or gold, giving Miller confidence he'd never be caught.
I just figured I stabbed her and put her in the snowbank and that was it. And that I got away with it.
Did you ever tell anyone what you did or talk about it at any time?
No.
How often did the crime pop back into your head? How often did you think about it over the last 50 years?
Hardly ever.
And why do you think that is?
Maybe I'm cold. I think I am cold-blooded.
Miller claims he never did anything similar before or after the murder of Mary Schlais, although as a younger man, he spent time in prison for armed robbery. He said he doesn't remember what he did with Mary's fur coat or purse, but he recalls some of the cover-up.
Did you get rid of the weapon or did you hold on to that knife afterwards?
I threw it away.
Where did you throw it away?
Well, near where I used to live, it's like a little swamp area. I threw it into the water.
By Pine City?
Yeah, I could probably show him where it's at.
Although his case is pending, Miller says there will not be a trial.
I'm going to plead guilty because I know I am. Why go through all the mess? Put me away for the rest of my life.
Despite claiming he feels remorse, Miller doesn't expect to apologize for what he did.
Do you feel bad for Mary Schlais?
Yeah, I do.
Do you feel bad for her family?
Yes, I do.
But you don't think it'd be worth saying anything to them?
I don't think I could say anything that would make a difference. I could say I'm sorry, but sorry's too late.
And those home movies there of Mary were provided by her brother Don, who gave many interviews over the years to keep attention on the case, hoping to get answers. Miller, the suspect, told me that he felt relief when the 2 Dunn County investigators knocked on his door last fall, According to the criminal complaint, he did make similar admissions to those investigators, but I checked with authorities and they had no idea he was planning to plead guilty. He's going to be back in court in late February.
And just an extraordinary interview, and you got it just by writing him a letter, correct?
Yep.
Why do you think he wanted to talk and spill all of that to you?
I feel like because of his age, because he doesn't have any family members that want to see him, he just wanted to talk to somebody, and he felt like he had nothing to lose but to admit it. So.
And to be clear, if people were wondering what those papers were in his hand?
That was the letter that I sent him. He said, I got your letter right here. Let's go.
All right. Extraordinary story. Thank you, Lou.